Hi guys, this is Ben from Super Citycon. We had two requests this week for how to voxel buildings for Super Citycon on our Discord server. So I spontaneously decided to make a quick Magica Voxel tutorial to give you some insights on how it actually works. In core, it's super easy. It's building buildings is like building digital Lego bricks. Software may look confusing in the first moment, but it has a very quick learning curve. So this is what all that looks like when you download and open it. The cube possibly is blue then because you got another color palette, which is the thing on the left. Here you got a bunch of tools. Here obviously your model, some other editing tools, and here is your browser section where you can find all your models. Yeah, now the first thing you want to do when you start like this is get rid of everything. Um, Here you can see the size of the cube, which is actually the size in voxels. Oh, look, that's what all this consists of. Super Citycon is made of a ton of these tiny little voxels. Yeah. So the size in game, the grid on the map is 32. So a model, a one by one model, for example, it's 32 by 32. And let's make it 32 height for this example. Something that's easy to do. Let's do park tile. Park tile is super easy. We got a bunch of them, and you can see we can do them quickly. Now you got many tools up there. That's the face tool that generally uh, works on faces, like the name says. um, we got the box tool that generally works in box shapes. Um, that's two tools you actually need. And then you, for both of them, you got similar options, which is attach, erase, and paint. Obviously, if you choose attach, it adds voxels. If you erase, it removes voxels. If you paint, you guess it, it paints voxels. Um, Now let's clean it up. Let me simply show you how I would do a quick park tile. So I would start. I want a green ground, of course, because it's a park. So boop, makes this plate with simply attaching and the face tool. Um, Now you want not a flat green, instead you want a little pixelated pattern thing. Now here it looks complicated, but it actually is not. For that we use the rend function, which must be used in the console. That's the thing here below in Magica Voxel. Now you got here your colors, and you can see if you look on the console while mouse over a color, you can see the index of each color. And the green we use in game is for our color palette, it's 9 till 13. So what we do to get this random pattern is we do rand 9, 13, and boom, and there we go. Um, Now we want to paint a path that's white for our simple example. You can also enable tools for better visibility here. That's something you can play with. For the frames, ideally adjust the frames to be 8. So it's because 32 is divisible by 8, so you easily see what's the center. Yeah, and now let's start painting a path. I use the box tool and I select paint. And I want this path to be 8 white, for example. It's like a little bit wider. Alright, like this. Totally fine. Now we want a bench and we make it brown. I would easily do it like this and boop. You can do it voxel by voxel. That's what I do currently. Or you can use the face tool, for example, for this and boop. There you go. Attach the back. Whoop, doo-doo, doo-doo. And I like things like that. Let's make a little whoop, like this. Well, for a simple example, let's also add some bush here in the back, in the bushes. Can select them here with the select tool. And do the same ransom again. 9, 13. Now it's a little bit too blocky. To give it a more organic touch, we go and simply remove some random voxels here. Okay, not a super nice one, but I guess you get the concept. And that's essentially how it works. And what you can do, which is pretty fancy in Magica Voxel, you can also switch to the render tab on the top left here, and then you get a nice looking render from what you just did. And yeah, that's more or less all the tools you need to create the models. It's really super easy, super straightforward. It's total focus on creativity because it's a comparison to other 3D tools like Blender or something. It's so easy to enter and to start with, and you can really focus on your ideas instead of dealing with millions and millions of tools where you got no idea from. That's for me, for example. I can't do anything in Blender because it's far too complicated. Um, and yeah, back then we decided to go with that voxel look for a few reasons. First, because I love that retro look because it's kind of pixel art in 3D. Um, yeah, which I think is super cool and gives the game a very special touch. But also, yeah, because it's super accessible and the models are pretty easy to produce them. I mean, when it comes to optimizing them for the game, things get more complicated, but the general creation of the model, as you see, is very easy. Now what we got here, now we are in the world mode, by the way, so you can create multiple models within one file. Um, so you got multiple of these cubes, and in each of them there is a model, like this, for example. Let's duplicate that. And make a T of it, a T crossing. Boop. And that's how you would create a super simple park set, like the initial one that unlocks very early in game. And yeah, mm, then you can go and then create cooler ones, decorate them differently or whatever, be fully creative. Or for a building, for example, you would choose, depending on the size, of course, the Gregorian tomb buildings, for example, they have a crown of 46 by 46. Um, yeah, I don't voxel that now because that would take a few hours. Because I'm a polishing guy, okay? As I stare on things forever and look this voxel and that voxel and blah blah blah. So the main time I'm spending on polishing, and that takes forever. I can do that in front of the camera. But yeah, this you can see the size. That's actually the ground area. A regular home would need, a regular family home. Uh, the skyscraper would be 96 per 96. So in general, everything that's dividable by 32 works. So the maps in our game has 32 grid. So 32, 64, 96, 128, and so on. All that works, and all that is possible. Yeah, I said this video was totally spontaneously there. I have no idea what else to tell for the moment, but I hope that gave you some slight early insight. If you're seriously interested in to try to do your own buildings, models, decorations, or whatever for Super Citycon, you can also check out on YouTube. You will find a bunch of tutorials about Magica Voxel. And if you got something, show it on our server, and we will see. For the moment, since there's not too much people on the server and not many people ask, chances are really high that we possibly can take something into game. If it gets more, we possibly have to develop a system because yeah, we can't overflow the game with a ton of different models and also keep some kind of quality level. But yeah, that's it. Have a nice day. Bye. Ciao.